Hello, guys. It's Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with none other than the beautiful, lovely, sometimes will make me a sandwich wife of mine, Yanzi Lynn. And today is the day we're here to talk about Scott Cawthon being ran off from his own franchise by Twitter Puritans. And here we go. Yanzi brought this up. This is actually more in her sphere of things than mine. Let's get into it.
Well, here's Scott Cawthon's official page, scottgames.com, where he sometimes likes to drop all these little hints of what would be the next Five Nights at Freddy's franchise and so on and so forth. So this update happened only a couple of hours ago, I guess. He dropped this graphic over here showing a fan art by an 8-year-old fan, and he talks briefly about what has been happening in the past week, where he says, I've been shown tremendous love and support over this last week, a lot of which has come from the LGBTQ community. And yeah, this is basically his farewell letter. He is leaving Five Nights at Freddy's. He says, Is this the end of Five Nights at Freddy's? No. That just means someone else will eventually be running the show. Someone of my choosing and someone that I trust. So yeah, he's stepping away from Five Nights at Freddy's, the franchise that he made lemonade out of lemons when people told him, your animation looks like crappy animatronics. And he said, fine, I'll make a jump scare animatronic game. Now that's a can-do attitude. What caused all this though? Well, he's saying he has 6 children now and he wants to focus his attention on them, on protecting them, and spend his time making things for them. And he wants his fan base to respect his decision for this, which is difficult because his fans have been dragging him all over the internet in the past few days.
Right. This has got to be really, really hard for a creator to have fans and then one day them just turn against you and start saying horrible things about you publicly, doxing you even. Let's get into it.
So Five Nights at Freddy's fans attack creator over Trump donations. So Scott Cawthon, a couple of days ago, actually, they came up with all this information. They looked at his donations, his political donations, which is something, publicly disclosed. I don't know why it took people so long to find out about this, but here you can see he had donations running back into 2015 to Ben Carson, and all the way to 2020, including for Donald Trump. Oh my. For Mitch McConnell. Oh my. Oh, he donated to all these bad Republicans. Right. And as the Twitter like to say, they say, Scott Cawthon is not just a Republican. If you see thousands of dollars in political donations as being just a Republican, you're being willfully ignorant. Direct contributions to those who actively support repressing people's rights is far more than being of a different party.
And I really want to weigh in here. What's happening is people are trying to make it where being a Republican at any point in time in your career, life, whatever, past, present, future, doesn't matter. It is illegal. They're trying to make this to be a thing where you choosing a valid political party, it's something that you should be shamed and dragged for publicly and even canceled for. I don't know how to really feel about Scott's decision to step down because I feel like this is actually the good fight that's going to be happening in the next 3 to 4 years.
See, there are people out here who are making all these crazy equations, basically saying, if you're a Republican, you're a demon. Like, look at this. Jude over here says, for the love of God, stop praising this man for doing the bare minimum. He still donated to racists, i.e. Republicans. He can't undo the money that he funneled into their wallets. So let me get this straight. Because you donate to Republicans, that means you espouse every single Republican value. Even if they say, oh, I prefer hot dogs over burgers, that means that you agree that hot dogs are better than burgers just because.
And I'm pretty sure there's racist Democrats. This isn't, racism isn't exclusive to one political party, but this is a narrative that we're going to see time and time again on Twitter. People, the more they say it, the more true it's supposed to be. So this will be on repeat, like a skipping CD.
There are people, though, especially members of the LGBTQ community, who actually supported what Scott did. They said, look, just because you donated to some people doesn't mean you share all their values. People are saying, oh God, honestly, on some level, I'm just a bit mind-blown. You see, this is a guy who obviously came through on a lot of criticism, people saying that your animation is bad, and he's like, fine, I'll go make $1 billion off it instead.
Hmm.
And just because his politics are different from yours, you somehow associate him with every single negative possible with that political group.
And well, this is a reason why a lot of people in entertainment try to keep their politics to themselves. I come from the generation where you don't talk religion, you don't talk politics because it's bad for business. Okay, so unless the game has political storylines or Christian values or something or religious undertones, usually it just doesn't matter. It's not something that you really need to put out there because it's impossible for you to align with every fan of your product. It's just I'm not going to agree with every fan that reads my book. I'm not going to agree with everything they believe in, and they're vice versa. They're not going to believe in everything I believe in, and we shouldn't because we're all individuals. You should be able to, because entertainment is escapism. Chances are you don't want entertainment that's politically charged. And most people don't anyways. Five Nights at Freddy, I don't remember it being political. I just remember it being jump scares, right? And
It's all jump
animatronic bears.
scares and horrors. There was no politics, no religion. I mean, unless he buried it as an Easter egg somewhere and somebody hasn't found it yet. I mean, there hasn't been any of this stuff. He just wanted to make a jump scare game, and that was it. And here he is making a post on Reddit. He calls it my response and maybe last post. This is a pretty long post, so we're just going to mention a few things over here. But the most important thing that you all need to know is that he was trending on Twitter for being a homophobe, getting doxxed with people trying to come by my house. My wife is 6 weeks pregnant and she spent last night in fear because of what was being said online. So, wow, like really, just because you don't agree with this man politically, you are making threats on his life, on his family's life, on a man with 6 children, one of which is still in his wife's womb right now. Like,
right. Causing his
yikes.
wife stress, doxing them. She's very early into a pregnancy. This is horrible behavior by fans. I don't think there can be worse aside from a home invasion, which I'm not saying
Oh my
happened
gosh.
or should have. I mean, but putting stress on the family at this point in time, a delicate time in a woman's pregnancy, this is horrible. This is a horrible way to thank somebody who you've enjoyed their games, you've enjoyed their creation. It is a horrible way to thank a creator.
It's a horrible irony too, because obviously they love his game up to the moment they found out that he didn't politically align with them and signed it. Oh my gosh, I like something created by a Republican. My life is ruined.
We want to bring up again, like people kind of found out his political leanings through his donations, which they weren't all political donations either. We're going to point that out to you in a minute.
Well, this is just the list of political donations, see, because opensecrets.org, everyone can look at this. But in the meantime, I just want to mention this. I guess it's the first time he actually publicly talks about his personal views. He says, I'm a Republican. I'm a Christian. I'm pro-life. I believe in God. I also believe in equality and in science and in common sense. Despite what some may say, all of those things can go together. That is not an apology or promise to change. It's the way it's always been. If I get cancelled, then I get cancelled. I don't do this for money anymore. I do it because I enjoy it. So this is interesting because I would say at this point, Scott Cawthon really does have FU money. So he could say this stuff. But yeah, he is saying, you know what, just because there are all these things that I believe in, he's right in that they don't have any relevance to what he produced. Unless you start doing, Jesus, the resurrection as Five Nights at Freddy's or something, then we have, then maybe we can say this man is injecting his religions or religious beliefs or politics into his games. So as Shane was saying though, donations. So you look at it, 2,500, 2,500. That's like close. That's the cap at some point, I think, for donations to a private candidate.
For tax reasons, usually.
But see, how much has he donated to other charities though? This is just a short list of some of the bigger donations he has done. He has done some smaller ones here and there that obviously isn't being tabulated. But we did the math and he has donated over $750,000 to St. Jude's Hospital alone. Now, that's a children's hospital. So for this man, being charitable, he did it multiple times too. It's not just a one-off thing saying, oh my God, taxes are coming. I got to throw some money out quick. This man has a record of donating over the years to all these charities. So I think that speaks more to his character than who he donated to because of his political affiliations or his beliefs.
It's horrible. It's horrible to this whole story of a guy, underdog, making a great game, a great characters, creations, so popular, he's even turned down movie deals. Okay, people have ripped him off even
Willy's Wonderland, wasn't it? The one
right,
that came
right.
out with Nick Cage? Yeah.
Right. So merchandise, you know, as we saw his I'm leaving letter, fan art by an 8-year-old kid, and he has to bow out. Now, there's a couple of reasons I think he's stepping down, actually. One is to preserve the integrity of his projects. Okay, meaning like he doesn't want to be canceled. I can already hear he brought up being canceled. He can see people are doxing him, that the mob is sharpening their pitchforks and lighting torches. And he has this interesting situation where I can either just step down and you can't cancel my merchandising deals with Five Nights at Freddy's for pajamas and whatever with these random, you know, big box stores like Walmart, Target, they order this stuff. So he's like, I'm just going to step down and I'll give you guys my head, but my franchise is going to continue and I'm going to just appoint somebody else to be a figurehead and I'll tell them what to do. And there you go, guys. I could see that being kind of a W in a weird way in this weird checkmate thing, but I can also see considered bending the knee to the mob. I don't really know how I feel about it. And it'd be interesting to see how it pans out. Like, is he going to lose any type of merchandising deals? I don't think so, but
I personally feel that, you know, he probably made this decision for his family because he did mention that he has 6 children, including one that's growing in his wife's womb right now. So it sounds like he is really very scared for their safety. I mean, doxing, they're just a step away from swatting him and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. People get ridiculously passionate about what they perceive like imaginary enemies. You know, you're a Republican, therefore you are my enemy. So I don't know. It's a scary time. And I think he probably did it for his family's safety. I'm not as cynical as Shane saying that it's for money reasons. I think it's more for personal safety.
Right. Well, only time will tell. I wish him the best. It's sad to see a creator go, especially with his underdog story. I wish him all the best, and anything else I think he should create more, actually. I think he should double down. On that note, talking about creating BAMs, Shane Davis's Starlight Cat's Merlion Rising. We probably have a few more weeks of this up. I'm wrapping up the last 2 pages of the book now. So we'll be taking this campaign down fairly soon. So if you want to get in, give it a back. Comic book come to you right in your mail. Little Girl, Big Adventures, Cats in Space. And on that note, we will catch you guys again with another video. Please look down below, subscribe if you will, leave a comment, share the video. It helps us out a lot. And see you later. Bye.